So some interesting information came out recently. Crypto ATM installations have increased over 70% this year, according to Coin ATM Radar. This compared with an increase of 120% in 2020. So I want to talk about crypto ATMs. We talk about crypto being the future. It's digital, it's virtual. ATMs feel like the antithesis to that for me. And so, Ben, I'm going to kick it down to you. We're seeing a rise in crypto ATMs, but do you think that's going to continue? And in my head, I feel like this is just going to fade away as people really start to understand how to use crypto and how to interact with it.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I don't like ATMs generally. Like, they charge you fees. I try not to go to them that often in a lot of different ways. And I feel like this is sometimes like this is a metric that gets thrown out there as sort of a corollary to crypto adoption writ large. And I don't think that's quite exactly how it works. I think that's, a number that gets pushed a lot of the time. So while these are being installed, I think much more a better example would be like how many transactions are actually occurring on them. I remember like seeing these in like some sandwich shops in New York and some other stuff. And it's like a little wild to see, but I never see anybody actually using it. So that's sort of where my mind goes for this. I think there are much different numbers we should be looking at in terms of it. So that's just my initial thoughts. But Anna, what you got?
Well, I totally disagree with you guys that the crypto ATM are not important. I think that it's really cool for the adoption because like when the crypto ATM is in the nearby coffee shop, you at least, even if you have no idea about crypto and you don't really care, you might get curious. You might like approach it and tap on the screen, see how it looks, see what you can do, and maybe buy like $50 worth of Bitcoin or whatever you like. I think that actually crypto ATMs is a very fun kind of playful way of crypto adoption because people can people like physical tangible things that they can that they can touch, that they can hold in their hand. And the crypto ATM is kind of, this point at which the physical world meets this like very ephemeral, hard to grasp digital world of crypto. So I think, I don't know if it's working in reality, but if it helps crypto adoption, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll just jump in there really quick. So I think it shows a few things. Like I'll jump in there. First of all, it's like the fees are really high, and that's why they're able to put these machines everywhere. And so like I'm totally with you on that, Ben. Like it does cost a lot to use one of these machines. But I think like in non-US countries, Bitcoin ATMs make a ton of sense. Like in the US, I don't think I'd be interested to see like how many people actually use them. But if you're someone in El Salvador, for example, and you want to get access to Bitcoin or you want to swap out of Bitcoin, well, you need an ATM more than not because you can't really necessarily always do that on your phone. So I think there's other markets where ATMs make a ton of sense. But just in like US and maybe Western Europe, they don't always make as much sense.
Well, Will, to that point, I mean, we're talking about high fees, and I think in places like El Salvador, that high fee is more of a barrier, no?
It's a barrier, but like your alternative is not having it at all. So I think like you see like the way that money moves across time and like things get easier is like it's pricey at first, but slowly adoption happens. Like more ATMs come in and then like they're battling out as who has cheaper transaction fees, and over time things get a little bit more simple. But right now, like if you're an El Salvadorian and Jack Mallers airdropped you some Bitcoin, how do you dispose of it to like buy whatever you want to buy with it? Well, it's better to have an ATM than not have an ATM.
But they do have local Bitcoins and Paxful in El Salvador, right? Actually,
yeah,
I would say in many I would say in many countries outside of the US, the culture of digital payments is much more developed. Like I don't use cash as often in Russia as I did in the US. I mean, like physical cash, like paper cash. So I think it's not the matter of the country, but the matter of crypto audience, non-crypto audience. If you're totally new to crypto, this thing just can catch your attention and suck you in.